Wow, what a turnout. Thank you guys so much for being here. It is a monumental day in a lot of ways. And first of all, I want to thank a couple of our VIPs for being here. I saw our Sheriff Stitch Gilroy around here. Stitch, thank you for being here. Jason French, thank you for being here. Our Provost, Dr. Buckles from Executive Leadership Team, thank you for being here. And Dr. Roos is stuck in Alaska, but we do have, Canada. That's right, Canada. But we do have the better half, our First Lady, Miss Angela. And before you applause, if it were up to me and we only had to have one of the Rooses here, I would pick Miss Angela. First of all, I'd like to acknowledge two people that are here, and that is David and Kimberly Griffin. I appreciate their generosity and selflessness. They're around here somewhere. Thank you back there. Thank you. Their legacy will forever be a part of McNeese Athletics, and it means a lot that both of you are here. I am thrilled, humble, and thankful to be standing in front of you today announcing new naming rights for this beautiful state-of-the-art facility. This new naming rights agreement is for $4.5 million over the course of 15 years. It is the largest naming rights gift for a basketball arena in Southland Conference history. So starting today, October 7th, 2025, this arena will be known as the Townsley Law Arena. You know, this started years ago when Dr. Roos and I sat down and we had a vision and we put a plan together. And that plan was simply this: if we strategically invest in athletics, it will enhance the academic profile. When you enhance the academic profile and the athletic profile, it truly enhances the brand. And if we do that, we can have an impact on this region and this community for generations to come. Today, when you look around this university and you look around this region, you can see that that plan is working. Today is another huge example of that vision coming to fruition. Todd and I's relationship started years ago, and it's grown and grown over the last several years, and I've gotten to know the people in his firm who are phenomenal. But the one thing that stood out about Todd from day one was his passion for Southwest Louisiana, his passion for giving back. And when I sat down with him and I shared this crazy vision that we had, that there's a lot of people that thought we were absolutely crazy. Mr. Navarre is here. He actually thought we actually had some sense. So him and Todd were one of the first ones, but Todd was really one of the first ones to say, you know what, I believe in that and I want to be a part of it. And he jumped on board head first. And his firm jumped on board. And for that, I will be eternally grateful. A little bit about Todd that some of you might not know. In 1991, he graduated from Harvard Law. Okay? His uncle Rex, who's here, had a law firm. And when Todd graduated, I don't know if any of you know this, but when you graduate from law school at Harvard, you can kind of pick and choose where you want to go. He could have went anywhere in the world to practice law. He chose Lake Charles in Southwest Louisiana. Over 30 years ago, he chose us. Today, he chose Southwest Louisiana and Lake Charles again. And for that, I appreciate you. And without further ado, the man of the hour, Mr. Todd Townsley.
I want to thank everyone for showing up for this. It's really nice. I want to thank Dr. Roos and Angela, Heath Shore, J.C. Broussard, Kiefer Ackley, and Matthew Bonnet for making all this possible. People ask me, why are you doing this? And so I think it's because our law firm and McNeese have a lot in common and share a lot of things. And one is the mission. The great mission for McNeese State University is to educate students and to have the seeds to spread out and grow. Those students are the seeds that grow and make our community better. And our law firm has a mission. Our mission is to help injured people. People who get hurt at work, on the roads, in the hospitals or nursing homes. That's our mission, and we hope that we make our community safer and better. So Dr. Roos and Heath had a vision, and my Uncle Rex is the reason that I came to Lake Charles, and he taught me to be successful in a venture, you have to have a vision. You have to take risks. You have to surround yourself with great partners, and when you do that, you can make a great place for people to work and people to want to be. So let me talk to you a little bit about that. Dr. Roos and Heath had a vision to try to create excitement and exposure and to increase enrollment. And so McNeese's mission is not possible without a good enrollment of students. And I think their vision to fill up this arena with exciting sports helps further the mission of the university. Rex taught me sometimes you have to take risks. And so no one in Southwest Louisiana was willing to take on medical malpractice cases, and we took a risk. And we've grown that into the largest medical malpractice firm in the state. They took a big risk. Heath convinced Will Wade to come here, and that was a risk for Heath. It was a risk for the university, but sometimes the best payoffs are when you take a big risk, and that big risk certainly paid off, and it established the foundation of a winning culture here in this building. And that risk was worth it, and now Bill Armstrong has taken a risk. He's brought his family here, and they're going to continue the success here. Coach Gazzardo took a big risk. She left a university where she'd been successful, brought her whole team and her whole coaching staff here. And so risks sometimes are really worth it and really pay off. Rex told me you got to surround yourself with great partners, and so the great partner in my life is my wife, Liz, and we've got great partners in the law firm. Damon Beard, Sage Thibodeau, and Justin Morales joined Rex, joined me to help us have a great vision for helping this community. And McNeese has found great partners. I see Ryan Navarre. Nobody does more than he does. Sitko, Lee Mallett, John Condos, Tim Flavin, the Cox Law Firm, Tom Philo, Judge James Kane, Gray Stream, David Wallace, the Veron Bice Law Firm, Steve Mitchell, and of course Legacy Jewelers and Chick-fil-A. And sometimes you have to hand off the baton to the next great partner, and I hope that Legacy Jewelers handing off the baton to us, we'll be able to continue the support that they've given and hopefully make it even better. So when you do those things, you have a mission, you have a vision, you take risks, you surround yourself with great partners, you create a great place to work and a great place for people to want to go to. And we hope we've done that with our law firm, the Townsley Law Firm, and I know that y'all have done that with this arena. So I'd like to introduce my Uncle Rex, who is a McNeese graduate. I wouldn't be here, our firm wouldn't be here without him and without what McNeese did for him. He'll tell you his story. But I want to say, y'all better get your tickets. I've seen the practices in here. The men's and women's team are going to be great this year. They've embraced hard, and I hope y'all will embrace them. This is where winners are. This is where champions are built. Go Pokes. Come on up here, Rex.
Well, I'm an emotional person. This place means so much to me. You know, I'm the co-founder of the Townsley Law Firm. I'll tell you a little bit about myself and, you know, what McNeese means. When I was 4.5 months old, my mother was a widow with 5 children. She raised me with strength and integrity, and I needed to make a difference in people's lives. My mother's knee, I knew I wanted to be a lawyer because what had happened to us. I'm proud to be from Maryville, about 60 miles north of here. I grew up in poverty, and many of my friends did as well. People who couldn't stand up for themselves, but I did for them. And that's what I've always been proud of doing, standing up for people like me. When I was in school, even though I knew my calling was to go to law school, I had an incident my senior year of high school where I got laughed out of the guidance counselor's office because I told him I wanted to go to law school, so he laughed me out. But, you know, that happens. And so, although he didn't believe in me, I had other people in my corner that pushed me to follow my dreams. My 7th and 8th grade English teacher told me that she knew that I could be whatever I wanted to be. And that's what education is all about, is having teachers like her who encourages kids to get an education. I went to McNeese after graduating from high school. I was even awarded a scholarship to pay for most of my expenses. I worked in the bookstore to pay for my meal ticket. And by the way, I want to tell you right now, the food in the cafeteria was amazing. And when I was a student, we would attend, football games, then head over to Shakey's Pizza, which was just over here across the road. And then we'd watch basketball games and the Ward Memorial Arena. I even remember summer of '69 watching the Apollo 11 moon landing in Watkins Hall, where I lived, by the way, which was air conditioned. I'd never lived, where we had air conditioning. It's been so long ago since I was here, I can remember celebrating Earth Day in the spring of 1970, right here in McNeese. While much may have changed through the years, the university is remarkable. It has a remarkable ability to change lives for the better. McNeese changed my life. I didn't have a single bad moment while I was here. McNeese lifted me out of poverty and prepared me for the next step in my career. It's an amazing university. I graduated from McNeese in 1972, moved on to LSU. and graduated in 1975, finally, fulfilling my dreams of becoming a lawyer. And then I was fortunate enough in 1995 to start my own firm and convince my nephew Todd to come practice law in Lake Charles, and he graduated with honors from Harvard. He could have gone anywhere in the world, but he wanted to come back here to Lake Charles to help people. When we started the Townsley Law Firm in 1995, we made up our mind that we would not do mainstream advertising because we just want to help people. We give back to the community and honor those who helped to get us to where we are today. And one of those great institutions is McNeese. I think everybody ought to be given a chance. And without McNeese, I wouldn't be standing here today. That's why we're sponsoring the arena. It's about helping people. It's not about our name or about recognition. It's about helping others and being part of this community. McNeese impacts and changes lives in extremely positive ways. And, it's such an honor to be part of this place. Our goal is to set an example for others, to give back so that McNeese can continue to change lives in the way it changed mine in a positive way. I was no different than any other kid coming out of high school, but the support I received from the people I love made a huge difference for me. It just was great. I was no different than any other kid. I got a world-class education here, and I want to tell y'all, you got to be proud of this place. Thank y'all for, coming out here today. And at this time, for Mr. Matthew Bonnet to come back up.
Okay, we'll do it on the count of three. Everybody count down with me. 3, 2, 1.